What's up, guys and gals? Red Icing back again to talk about Persona 5. This video will focus on past Persona games and their respective characters and relating them to Persona 5's new characters. And the games I'm talking about are specifically Persona 3 and 4. Last week's Gloves and Elements video got a lot of comments regarding this subject. As I haven't finished researching and writing the Arcana Guesses script, I thought I would throw in my own 2 cents with the reasoning behind it. Even though this video will include some of said Arcana aspects that I will talk about next week. I would also like to hear your 2 cents on this subject in the comments, as anything you say can help. This subject may increase our understanding of the characters and their abilities before the game comes out. Remember, the info in this video contains theory and personal opinions, so do not take any of this as concrete info, just a general base theory that can be mended for creating more theories. With that said, let's reminisce about old characters and apply attributes to the new. Alright, starting off this video, we will skip the MC, as we know he is a wild card similar to the past protagonist, even though he is more expressive than the past characters. Still, it is the player who controls his actions, so we'll just move on to Morgana, the first person to join the team. A lot of people commented on Morgana last week, thinking she will be a character similar to Junpei and Chie. But there is evidence showing otherwise. First of all, she is the second character on the team, and shows some aspects of both Yosuke and Yukari. I say Yukari from Persona 3 is the second teammate, as she was a member of SEES before Junpei. Both Yosuke and Yukari had both medium magic attacks and medium physical attacks, which seems about right for Morgana. I know a lot of people out there are thinking she will be a high physical attack character because Zoro is a swordsman, but you gotta also remember Mitsuru's Penthesilea also was a swordsman, and a lot of people have just been saying that because Zoro is pretty stacked. Though there is a similarity I noticed, I would like to point out that Zoro and Yukari's Io have some similarities. They are both summoned by a user with a female name, but there are masculine aspects to them. The masculine attribute from Io is the bull skull, as traditionally has been a sign of, well, manliness. Taking this, we can speculate that Morgana will be a medium damage dealer with a chance of healing magics and medium magic attacks. We could also try to say that she could be a Garu user, but that's still an iffy subject, as I covered in last week's video. Next on the chopping block is Ryuji and his Persona Captain Kit. From the staff interview, we saw that his skills are Zio and physical spells with a buff spell here and there. This relates him mostly to Kanji and Akihiko, but also shows some aspects of Chie, Junpei, and Shinjiro when comparing persona designs. I mentioned earlier that I have been researching and speculating arcanas for the Persona 5 team. The only one I feel that's even close to Ryuji will be the Emperor Arcana, which is a little weird since that arcana is usually saved for a later teammate and it's not within the first 2 teammates. Next in our order of teammates joining up is Anne. From the staff interview, we saw that she is an Agi and Dia user, similar to Yukiko, but Anne doesn't exactly give off the Priestess Arcana feel. The next comparison is based off of her personality so far, making her also similar to Rise, since both had fake personalities, and true friends were hard to come by to both of them. A little aspect of Yukari's personality seems to be present as well, but a minor aspect at that. Both Anne and Yukari's persona display a female character in control of a male symbol or a male character. Taking this, we can speculate that Anne is the Lover's Arcana, but that is still up for debate, as we have not seen higher level healing magics for her so far. Rather, she has a sleep status effect spell and a debuff spell, setting her further away from Yukiko. Moving on, we set our sights on Yusuke and his persona Goemon, and this one was the hardest case. While he does seem to be a heavy-hitting magic user, there is little evidence pointing towards anything else. While his melee weapon is Eastern-style swords, he doesn't seem too much of a physical damage user, relating him more to someone like Ken, Mitsuru, Naoto, and Yukiko. As Goemon has the number 5 on him, we can speculate that his arcana is the Hierophant. But Goemon doesn't seem to fit the bill for that arcana, even though it could relate him to Shinjiro, who has some similar personality aspects. Looking at the rest of the writing below the number 5 is X Kava. X in Roman numerals seems to point towards the fortune arcana, but that also doesn't fit the bill. When looking at Kava, Kava has multiple translations, most of them involving either depression or something underground. Another translation is something cold, which could further connect him to Bufu magics. Ever since they announced him, Yusuke has seemingly taken a back seat in details, so it is hard to pin down anything. If you have any suggestions or notice something I missed, leave a comment so I can correctly delve into more detail. Alright, now we can move on to the next teammate that joins the Phantom Thieves, Makoto. Of course, Makoto bears a resemblance to both Yukiko, Yukari, and Mitsuru all put into one character, but she also shows aspects of Kanji and Akihiko with her brawler motif. Makoto seems to be a heavy physical type with some powerful magics, probably making her the highest DPS character in the game. Since we cannot confirm that she has healing magics yet, the relation falls closer to the Kanji Akihiko side of the fray, even though she is rumored to be the Priestess Arcana. Her persona, Joanna, has a few details that looks like a mixture of the two group examples above, making her an odd person out when it comes to comparison. Heavy hitting, yet peaceful and elegant, at least in my mind. I'll have to do way more research on this character for the Arcana guesses to see how all of the details fit in. Also, for some reason, when looking at Makoto, Ken comes into my mind, but I'll leave it at that. The next character to join the team is Futaba, but as she is the navigator and doesn't take a role directly in combat, we will skip over her to analyze Haru. I might get a little crap from this suggestion, but a gut feeling makes me relate her to Teddy, Koromaru, and Shinjiro for her persona design, while her demeanor suggests aspects of Mitsuru, Naoto, and Rise personalities. I don't know what to make of Haru yet, other than that she will be a high DPS character with both magic and physical damages. I tend to lead towards the physical damage, as her weapons seem to suggest that, but as we all know, that is not always the case when it comes to Persona games. As for the final teammate, Crow, at this point, I suggest waiting for more info from E3 or later, as he is too much of a mystery. There are many theories relating him to Naoto, Akihiko, Shinjiro, Ken, Koromaru, and just about every other character out there. So I'll leave his relation alone for now, and when we get more info about him, I'll make a video detailing it. Well, that's the end of this video, and I hope you enjoyed. Be sure to point out any mistakes I made so I can fix it in the annotations. Do you have any questions? Do you have any theories of your own? Leave a comment down below, and if you want me to respond to it, start it off with the word "red," and I'll get back to you. Thanks again for all the support and criticism of the community, which makes this channel better and helps other people watching it. Again, I cannot think of a closer, so
goodbye.